Ambrose. I love to play, eat, and sleep. But lately, I haven't been feeling my best. Although I have a slight fear of doctors, due to the betrayal of the thermometer check, I must get myself checked out.
Mr. Chester Ambrose?
Oh man, I guess that's me.
Hello, Mr. Ambrose. I'll be your doctor today. So what brings you in today?
Please, call me Chester, doctor, and I haven't been feeling very well.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that, Mr. Chester. What are some of the symptoms that you've been experiencing?
Well, I've been feeling very tired, and I've been feeling out of breath, and very much tired all the time.
Okay, well, now I'm just going to ask you some routine questions. Okay, so first question is, does your family have any history of heart problems?
In my father's side of the family, they had a history of heart attacks, but I don't think I should tell her that. No.
All right, and history of respiratory issues?
In my mom's side of the family, they mostly all had asthma, but I won't tell her that. I'm afraid she'll make a big deal out of it. No.
And lastly, are you sexually active, Mr. Chester?
I'm definitely not telling her that. No.
Alrighty, so I'm just going to run some tests just so we can see what's going on, okay?
Okay.
Alright, now I'm going to listen to your heart.
Okay.
Alright, now I'm going to check your joints.
Okay.
Alright, now I'm going to check your ears.
Okay.
A few moments later.
Okay, so I'm back with some answers. So all of your tests came back pretty clear, but it looks like you have quite a deficiency in vitamins. So as you can see, your levels right here, you're pretty deficient on your vitamin D, vitamin C, and your B12 complex. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna prescribe you a multivitamin, and those should be able to give you back the energy so you can feel better. But if you wanna optimize those results, I recommend you go out for a stroll on a daily basis as well. So these are gonna be the medication that you take, okay? You're gonna take 3 tablets by mouth 3 times daily, okay?
Thank you, Dr. Jessica.
You're welcome, Mr. Chester. I'll see you in a week for your follow-up appointment.
Okay, sounds good, Doc.
Over the course of 3 days, Chester has woken up feeling better and more energized than ever. His schedule consisted of waking up, playing and running before breakfast. He would then have breakfast and take his medication and run and play even more until it was lunchtime, in which he would have lunch and take his medication. After lunch, he would run and play more times than one could count, and he would also take his afternoon stroll. And by the time he was done with his stroll, he would have dinner and take his medication. But it seemed that by the end of the 3rd day, Chester felt slightly bothered or almost angry. He believed it may have been the fact that earlier that day he felt slight discomfort in his chest. On the 4th day, Chester wakes up oddly tired. He plays and runs a little before breakfast, but he feels the need to take a break in between. He has breakfast and takes his medication and has a slight change of energy. He runs and plays, but becomes angry with his sister Kiki's when he sees her walking down the hallway. After the fight Chester had with his sister, he decided to go outside to get some fresh air, but felt tired and a slightly increasing pain in his chest, so he decided to take his electrical scooter for a stroll. After the stroll, Chester decides to have lunch and take his medication, but it seems that after taking his medication, he feels very angry, and he has another fight with his sister Kiki's, and decides to take out the rest of his anger out on the furniture. Later that evening, his pain intensifies as well as his anger, and decides that all he needs to do is go to bed and sleep it off. So he has dinner, takes his medicine, and goes to sleep. On the fifth morning, Chester wakes up in pain and very fatigued. He decides to pay a visit to the doctor as much as he hates to go. He understands that he feels worse than before. And requests Dr. Ambrose immediately, but is notified that she is busy and that he will have to wait to be attended. As Chester waits, the pain becomes unbearable and he passes out. Chester is admitted immediately to be treated.
Chester, can you hear me? It's nice to see that you're finally awake. I'm so glad that you came to see me. If not, I'm not really sure what would have happened if you didn't. Do you remember anything of what happened in the waiting room?
No.
Well, you had a heart attack, and I've already notified your family, and they also made me aware of some of the symptoms that you had been experiencing these past couple of days, and they also made me aware of your family's medical history. All right, Mr. Chester, I wish you would have been more truthful with me from the beginning about your family's medical history, because with that information, all of this could have been prevented. I would have prescribed you a completely different medication to avoid all of these side effects, and also that heart attack that you just experienced.
I'm sorry, Doc. I was scared and nervous and fearful of what you may think of my responses. I have learned from my mistakes and will be more truthful with you, Dr. Ambrose.
I hope that you can be more truthful to me, as I'm only trying to help you feel better, Mr. Chester. As a doctor, my only job is to help you, so don't be afraid to let me know what's going on.
After the experience Chester had, he chose to be more truthful with his doctor, and by doing so, he felt even healthier than he has ever felt before, and built an amazing bond with his doctor.